Hi, I'm Nolan Baker. It's good to have you along with us. I've got Coach Mike Jarvis with me today. Just going to share a couple of minutes with you and give you a couple of different ideas on, why you maybe need a head coach. For most of you probably know who Coach Mike Jarvis is, but for those of you who don't, he is an NCAA basketball coach. He's an author, only coach to win 100 games in high school, and also through 3 different other college athletics and NCAA. Also was an analyst on ESPN, Fox, Einstein Sports, just to name a few. But I've seen his resume and it's quite extensive. So I'm really excited to have you here and just to, again, spend a couple of minutes here sharing with some of our viewers some great ideas.
Well, I am excited to be here with you, Nolan, and it's amazing whether it's sports or it's business, finance, whatever it is. It's a business, and it's a business about people, and there are certain things that work no matter what we do.
So one of the things in my practice that I've been doing is I've been doing coaching and mentoring as well, really for financial advisors. We've got, like here down at this event, there's over 100 people that are advisors trying to learn on ways to get better in their practice. We're giving some coaching advice. We do a program with Impact Partnership called the 12 Points of Impact,
right.
Which is all about coaching and mentoring in small groups as well. But I thought maybe if you could take a minute and talk about what are some of the characteristics that made you such a successful coach?
Well, first of all, I have to always give credit to the people that taught me how to coach, that taught me how to teach, that taught me basically what my game, what the sport was all about. So I think the first thing is the people that mentored and coached me. That would be number one. Then number two, I always had a passion for sports and for coaching, so I loved what I did. I'd say also another thing is I always tried to keep it really simple and really emphasize the fundamentals, just like you do in your work. And I love to compete. I love competition. I love to find out who's the best to try to beat.
Yeah, I think very similar in the financial services business. I'd say we see the same thing. Successful advisors like to hang around other successful advisors and just pick up those ideas. And it does go back to a lot of the fundamentals. If you kind of think about fundamentals, what would you say would be a couple of their key fundamentals for coaching?
Well, once again, I've mentioned one already, and that is keep it simple. Start as if whoever you're talking to, whatever you're talking about, start as if they basically don't know anything. Start at the very, very, very beginning so that they have a great foundation, because everything's built on your foundation. I would also say that, I think you got to establish relationships. I think that people have got to not just so much like you, but trust you, respect you. So you build your business on trust and on respect, and once again, you have a relationship with that person. And so that means you have to have really good conversations. People have got to know that you really care about them.
Yeah, I would agree. And once they get to know you and trust you, and those things help really build that solid foundation as well. And then, from there you start to get on to helping people identify their goals, right?
Right, yes.
Getting them to realize what not only winning is about, but how do you break those down into, attainable goals that people can have as well. Any thoughts that you have regarding maybe setting goals?
Well, first of all, they always tell us we're supposed to set high goals. And I think a lot of times people make mistakes and they set goals that are too high, unattainable goals. So I think the first thing you got to do is you got to assess who you are. You got to assess the talent that you have, the people that are working with you, the product you have, and then you got to say, okay, what is the very best that we can make out of what we have? So now you set your goals, and the goals should be as high as they're humanly possible to attain, but they also have to be realistic. Because I think a lot of people make mistakes sometimes. They set goals that are just unattainable.
Yeah, I have found myself in doing those over the years as well.
Yeah, and then you think you failed. And then the other thing I think that's very important, and I might touch upon this later, maybe in some of the other materials that we're going to cover, is that people have got to know that that the only time they lose is when they don't learn. So I think that sometimes, you know, we think that if we don't succeed and reach all of our goals, we've lost. Not true. I mean, first thing is you got to just try to attain high goals is a victory. And sometimes when you don't reach it, it's like they say, you know, shoot for the stars, and maybe you don't hit the stars, but maybe the ball will fall and hit the moon. That's what I think we're talking about.
Yeah, it still definitely could be a win. And you know, in the financial services industry, I've seen a lot of financial advisors that are extremely successful. They do really well. And so, you know, we are putting these coaching and mentoring programs through the Peak Performance Series. We're also doing it through the 12 Points of Impact. You know, so we're blessed in the fact that we get to surround ourselves with a lot of talented people as well. And I think sometimes people don't feel that they need a coach. You know, they've got to kind of figure it out. Well, any thoughts that you would add in addition to that?
Well, I know one thing I learned over the years is that everybody needs a coach. Whether we're talking about a business coach, a family coach, a spiritual coach. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a head coach. All right. Why? Because there's always somebody out there that knows more than you. There's always somebody out there that can help you grow. And I really believe that if you take advantage of people, and sometimes it might be a conversation, it might be a movie, it might be a book, it might be just observing somebody, you can always learn how to get better. I had an opportunity to coach with some of the greatest players that ever played the game of basketball. Patrick Ewing was my high school player, and he got better every day. Michael Jordan, I coached in the McDonald's All-American game. He got better every year because he would take the things that he could do, make them better, find out things he couldn't do well, and then learn how to do it.
Perfect. Well, I know we have another presentation coming up. We're about to ready to get in front of a group of 100 advisors that have made that commitment to investing into their coaching program, and they're growing in their practice here today as well. So we are kind of limited on time. If you'd like to hear the rest of the story, we do have a book that's available for you. It's Everybody Needs a Head Coach. If you wanted to reach out to our office, we do have a few of these left. These are signed books that you can get a copy of. Or if you got this material that was given to you from some other source, you can reach out to your point of contact. We'd be happy to get you one of these books so you can hear the entire story about Coach Mike Jarvis on, again, why everybody needs a head coach. If you'd like to reach out to us at our office, you can give me a call at 419-842-0550. I'd be happy to get you a copy of your fantastic book so you could read it, listen, and get the rest of the story. But Coach Mike, great to have you here.
Great to be here, Nolan. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We all look forward to seeing you soon.